This is diagramming compound sentences. So if you're in my class, I took the first 3 sentences from lesson 63 and I'm just going to go through how to diagram them. And if you're just surfing around on YouTube looking for how to diagram compound sentences, welcome. And so number 1, Carla investigated the problem and she told me the result. So we have our 2 independent clauses. Carla investigated the problem and then she told me the result. So what we need to do is we need to set up our diagram for a compound sentence. And I'm going to go ahead and put these how they should look. Okay, and if I move down here a little bit, you can kind of see how I'm putting this in with your subject, verb. This is going to have a direct object, and so on. So what we want to identify first, what we want to do is just the first independent clause. Carla investigated the problem. And so we start with our subject. Carla is our subject. I'm going to put the subjects in red just to kind of color coordinate a little bit. And what Carla do, she investigated. Since investigated is an action verb, that means you should have a direct object, or that you can. And in this case, it's problem, the problem. As I keep moving forward, I put my conjunction in, and notice the dotted line goes down underneath the verb, runs over to the conjunction. Conjunction goes on the straight line, and then back to the dotted lines. And then we just do the second half of the sentence. She told me the result. And so down here I have it all nice and set up for she told me the result. And right here we go. We have she told what she tell. She told result. Okay, a couple more things to put in. She told, here's my the. And then finally I have the indirect object me. She told me the result. And there is my compound sentence diagram. It takes up a lot of space. That's just the way it is. But if you're breaking it down one clause at a time, it makes it a lot easier. Let's go on to sentence number 2, which was Rachel put the canvas on the sled, but she forgot the necessary rope. The big challenge of this one is that you have on the sled prepositional phrase, but it's in the first independent clause, so as long as you keep it with that part, you'll be okay. Go ahead and set up my diagram, and you're going to see right here where I have my prepositional phrase. Okay, I have that nice and ready to go, and then I'm putting my dotted line down because I know I have a compound sentence that's going to lead me to the rest of it. So I'll start with Rachel put the canvas on the sled, and here we go. Rachel put what she put, canvas. There's my basics, there's my baseline. Okay, fill in the rest. The canvas, and now I'm going to put my prepositional phrase in. On, object of preposition sled. I guess sled could be moved down a little bit closer to that line, and then the describing sled. Now I just move on to the second half. I put my conjunction in, and my conjunction is but. I'm not seeing it show up right now. Let's move down a little bit there. There it is. And there's my conjunction but. And then here's part of my bottom part. She forgot rope, because she forgot, action verb forgot, and then rope. And then we just have to make it the necessary rope. And the and necessary would both describe rope. Now I wanted to include number 3 because number 3 has a linking verb. And so we have to remember, since we have a linking verb, we have a slash line. Okay, we don't put the straight line because we're going to have a predicate adjective in this case. Predicate nominative would also deserve the slash line. And so I'm going to go ahead and set up the rest of this. And we will start with the first independent clause. And we have Jane was, what was she? Acquainted. Now here's a little prepositional phrase at the end with Terry. It's going to go right here because it's talking about what Jane was acquainted with. And it was with Terry. Then as we move on, we put our conjunction but in there. And then we just go down to the second independent clause, which is she did not know Tiffany. So as I move along, she. Now, one thing we talk about sometimes, did know, because not is never a verb. So not can't be on this line. It's going to be always an adverb that appears right underneath the verb. Okay, so anytime you have a sentence like that, like did not know, did not sleep, did not tell, that not goes underneath here. It would not go on this verb part right here. But once again, we have independent clause, conjunction, another independent clause. And those are just some examples of how to diagram compound sentences.